tight. Real quick, we just did our first read of this text without even discussing it. How many people would say, grade yourself? Let's do this. Grade yourself out of 5 points. How well did you understand this story? Well, just show me on your hands. You don't tell me why. Like, I understood it, 5 out of 5. Most of it, it was really challenging. Give yourself a 1. I'm just curious how you guys feel about the story after 1 read. Okay? A lot of 3s, a lot of 4s. Perfect. What I want to do, as we do this discussion today, I'm going to send the link to the Padlet. My friends that have your computers at your table, if your group comes up with a question that you guys cannot answer or a connection, this reminds you of a story, a book, a movie, a song, something in your life. Somebody brings that up at your table, add it to the Padlet so we can come back to it and have a whole group discussion about it. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so what I want to do first, as I send the link to the Padlet, on the actual text, I identified 6 or 7 words, depending on which version of the text you have. I want you to work with the people at your table, and I want you to use context clues to make sure that you understand the meaning of these words and how they are used. Some of you did this as we did the initial read. Some of you have not filled this out yet. It's okay. So for example, everybody turn to the first page of the text. Everybody look at the first page. Start it off easy here. Naomi, what's the first word in the left column that's in bold? Unceasing. So, using context clues from paragraph 1, let's look at that. Let's talk about this word first, and then I'll let you guys work with your group for about 3 minutes on the rest of the words. You look at the sentence that it's in. Akash, can you read that sentence in paragraph 1 that uses the word unceasing, please?
All this equality was due to the 211th, 212th, and 213th amendments to the Constitution, and to the unceasing vigilance of the agents of the United States Handicapper General.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack in that sentence there. A lot, and I'm trying to mute myself here. But the word unceasing, first off, let's look at the word. What do you guys notice about the word un? What does the prefix un mean? Somebody let me know what that means. Tiger, what does un mean? The prefix un, un. The prefix un, do you know what that prefix means when any word uses the prefix un? It's okay. Somebody help me out. Not. Un means not or no. Okay. What does the word cease mean? That's the root word. What does cease mean? Stop. So what is that? What can we figure out what that means?
Stopping.
So what is that saying about their government?
Not stopping vigilance.
What does vigilance mean? Overlooking, watching. So basically, what can we infer now about their government?
It doesn't stop, and it's always vigilant.
But don't use that word. Use something else. They're always what?
They're always watching.
They're always watching.
Kind of
They know everything you are doing.
creepy. Yeah.
Okay? Everything. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do, first task, go through those vocabulary words. Let's make sure we understood the words in the text. There are about 5 or 6 more. Make sure everybody at your table understands those words. Take about 2 minutes to discuss them. Tell us why you know the definition. How did you figure them out with the context clues? And then we will transition and we'll go into the discussion here in just a minute. So do the vocab words first. Okay, you have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We'll go to 8:50.
That's the third page or something. Yeah, so it's like it's like this Spanish. Well, it's like you're supposed to see why the heck would be this I'm like, it's like you're a spokesperson, but you can't talk.
Which one are you guys looking at? The second one or the third?
The third page one, the second one and the third page.
Gotcha. What's the word? Okay, I just need you to say it right.
I'm like, why would you want a spokesperson? Be a spokesperson. They have a speech.
I can be better than everyone else.
But,
I actually do have a.
okay, so think about this, what kind of society do they have? So does that make sense then, that they would have that?
Yeah.
So think about it that way, so we know the definition of that, right? We got it? Say it again. I don't know that I would use that as the definition first.
I don't know what the meaning.
I mean,
I know the meaning. I just don't know how to explain
The
it.
direct.
What's the other word for
The
this?
direct meaning.
Like, that's not really a
right.
word.
It could also be right.
I mean,
Say it again.
Disability.
Disability. So what's an example of speech impediment? Is equality a bad thing? Look at this text critically, not, you don't have to actually look at it right now, but think, make an inference here. In this text, they want to create this world where equality exists and everyone is treated the same. However, I'm going to ask you this. Is everyone in this text treated the same? Oh, you said no. What I want you guys to do, before I go into some deeper questions with that one, talk at your table and come up with a reason as to why, or evidence as to why you think these characters are not the same. That equality in this world does not exist. Talk about that at your table. So again, what's your evidence? Why do you think equality does or does not exist within the world of this text? Take about a minute or two and discuss that, and then we'll share out.
I feel like they tried to make people equal.
But the government.
They have like they make it equal to make everyone the same. Yeah.
It's like everyone's the same. What I don't understand is the government. That's not equal.
What?
Even in the government, because how do they make people? There's someone who's that doesn't make sense.
So like government, the government,
The government's not equal. So that's not equal.
Is that to make them all the same because they limit them to what that average.
It's not equal either. Yes, it's dumber in his feet now. Well, actually, it's more powerful.
Yeah, about the same. It's literally still the same.
But then break it.
he actually can think about it.
Yeah, but then break it sad.
But they
Still
can't
have people,
use
that's all of them just like.
intelligence at all.
You can get smart, they not make it equal, it's not hard, but then they
So they're basically all the same, so you can't really.
It's static.
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, any good prevailing thoughts come out of these discussions about how equality is truly placed into this society? Fatima?
So I said that even though the society's goal was to all be equal, like equality, they didn't achieve that goal because even though, for example, let's say George, even though he was like more handsome and he was more intelligent than the others, he had to be like he was put on more pressure than anybody else who didn't have that intelligence that he had. Like for example, he had a radio in his ear, which was basically like a torture device. And in the text, it said that his wife didn't really know like how it felt. She was always like questioning like, why are you always like that? And she didn't know how it felt, which shows that like they weren't equal, and she couldn't feel how he felt.
Okay, I agree, and that was really good. I like the comparison with like her. Even though we just discussed the fact that she's not that intelligent, you know, still being inquisitive as to her husband, like, how does it feel?
Honestly, I feel like the government, they tried to make people equal, but then they should just left some parts alone, like strength and like how these people are. Like, it's like that is basically controlling them now.
Okay. Roshan?
The government itself, because who made the radios? Who made the handicaps?
Who gets to decide the
Who gets to
rules?
decide who gets to the handicaps? And there must be, the government's not handicapped, I'm assuming.
So that's a deeper question. If the government has the authority to do this, to say, you know what, you are more intelligent, we are going to limit your thinking, you are more vocal, you have better sight, you're going to see the world for what it is, we are going to limit your vision. They get to make those rules, they get to place the handicaps. So then I'm thinking, can equality, like a perfect society like they're trying to create, equality, can it exist if you have a government?
No. Because the government's still ruling.
something to
But
think
if we
about,
just don't-
especially going into the novel. We're gonna start after a break. Because again, we're dealing with a dystopian society. So we have to always be questioning about their